Hey there audience, welcome back to ToadFist Gaming. I am Jin, and today we're doing part 2 of the bobblehead hunt. We're going to go for these skill bobbleheads today. A couple things to know before we get too far into it is there are two bobbleheads that are very missable. It's the medicine bobblehead. You can only get, I believe, 3 times throughout the game, in the very beginning, during the mission Escape, and during the mission Trouble on the Home Front. Also the energy weapons bobblehead, you can only get while you're in Raven Rock, so just be aware of that. And without further ado, I guess we'll just jump right into it. Alright, first up, we're going to go for the Barter bobblehead. It's right over here in Evergreen Mills. We're starting a little bit outside. Just want to show you the tracks. There's a couple ways you can go about this. I'm just going to charge straight in. I've already taken out most of the raiders in here. You can either try to snipe, you can go up either one of those ridges and take care of them that way. If you do go through the main path, just beware. There are, see, I missed one landmine right there. There's quite a few in here. If they don't kill you, they will probably cripple your legs, and that's just a gigantic pain. Like I said, if you want to go an alternative route, right ahead of me you can see a cage, and for you super mutant behemoth hunters, which we'll do in a later video, there is one right in there. You can unlock that cage, and I'll show you how as soon as we get around to it. But if you unlock him, the raiders will probably turn most of their focus on him, because, you know, he's big and scary and trying to smash all of them. That's the generator right there that releases that cage. As soon as you blow that up, he can release himself. So if you do blow it up, make sure you're not around, because that can be a whole lot of not fun. If you're going to go a sneaking route, make sure you are sneaking before you come into here and come into the foundry. There are 2 raiders in this area, and they will spot you as soon as you walk in if you're not previously crouched. One thing before we move on, if you go up that staircase, there is a fat man and a couple mini nukes. If you're going to go try to take out the super mutant behemoth, that's probably a smart way to go. Back to the bobblehead. Once you get into the bazaar, there's quite a few raiders in here. As many of you know who've played this game, they're not that hard to beat. Just the sheer numbers of them kind of gives them a little bit of a challenge. But we're gonna go up here till you reach this little pool table with this little this hallway off to the right. And once you go through here, there's gonna be a guy named Smilin' Jack, and he's actually one of the raiders. There he is. He's actually one of the few raiders who's not going to try to attack you. He'll fix your weapons and barter with you. We're going to ignore him. We're going to go to that path to the right, jump over this little bar here, and up here in that top right corner is the Barter bobblehead. Next one up is the Big Guns bobblehead. As you can see by the map, we're right outside Fort Constantine. It's about 1 square down from the top, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over from the left. This one's pretty simple to get to. I'm right outside the fence. You can just walk through. You can see by all the ash piles. A bunch of these were just robots. They're just Protectrons. I think they're Might the Robo Brain or something in there. I don't really remember. And we're just going to walk into that little shack you saw me go into, immediately take a left down the stairs, and on the left from there is the Big Guns bobblehead. There's also some other loot, some pre-war money, pretty good stuff, but this right here, that's the big prize. Right now we're going to go for the energy weapons bobblehead. It is here in Raven Rock, as you can see. We're going to start right where you begin this mission. You get abducted during the Gek mission, and Colonel Autumn kind of interrogates you in this little chamber. Once you get out of that, you can go straight for this bobblehead. I've already gone through and wiped everybody out real quick, so we just have a straightforward mission. But this is the quickest path I've found to get to the energy weapons. So as soon as you come out of your little cell, you're going to take immediate left. This little path is a little bit winding, but it's not too bad. You'll see a lot of these maps on your way up. It'll show you where to go if you ever get lost. This place is actually pretty expansive, so if you ever want to go check it out, there's a lot of good loot, especially if you're looking for energy weapons. Here we're in the cafeteria. If you go that way, there's actually quite a bit of food, but we're going to ignore that for now. We're going to walk right up these stairs and head into Raven Rock Level 2. Once you're in here, you're just going to take a right, head towards that big blue lighted Deathclaw. As soon as you get to him, take an immediate left. And once you get out here, the path is pretty straightforward. take a right out of there. It's a big long hall. There's a lot of Enclave soldiers and scientists that'll try to attack you here. Just wipe them all out. They're not that hard to beat. In here, you get Colonel Autumn's chambers, and he's got some pretty good loot in here. But most importantly right now, right here on this table, is the energy weapons bobblehead. Next one on the list is the explosives bobblehead. As you can see, it's not that far from the last one we were at. There's Fort Constantine, where we just got the big guns. We're just going to go down about 2-3 blocks. It's right at the top of that third block down to the WKML broadcast station. The way we get that one is we're just going to go around to the right. Looks like for some reason there's a bunch of power cells in mine. Whatever, random. We're just going to ignore that for now. A lot of people can miss this one. It does get pretty obscured since it's all gray. We're just going to bail right up the side here. Make sure you don't hurt yourself too bad. There shouldn't be much opposition here in the way of people to fight. Once you walk around that big rock there, you'll see this little manhole cover for the sewers. You walk right in there, and right ahead of you is just a table with not very much stuff on it. There's a stealth boy, some stim packs, a rat-away, and most importantly, the explosives bobblehead. Now we're going to go for the lockpick bobblehead. Here at the Bethesda ruins, it's about, about 4 or 5 squares from the right side. It's right on this main road. If you're coming past that river, it's going to be on your left. I just fast traveled here. This is what you're going to see if you've been here before. To get this bobblehead, the easiest way is to go to the east offices. And make sure you do go through the east. It's pretty much right in front of you once you get there. If you look at the local map, there's 2 doors to the east. Make sure you go through this one, over here. Something to note is this place is pretty swarmed with raiders, so just be wary of that when you're coming through here. We're just going to travel to these offices real quick, and it's pretty much right here after you take that little horseshoe through the curves. There's a safe there. It's not that hard to pick, as you can see. And just below that, ironically, is the lockpick bobblehead. Alright, this particular bobblehead, we're actually getting in the beginning of the game, so I don't really have a place on the map to show you. It's in Vault 101, it is in your dad's medical headquarters. There's a couple points in the game where you can get this. You can get it right at the beginning, like we're about to. You can also get it during the escape mission after your dad leaves the vault. And if you don't get it in either of those points, you can get it again on the mission Trouble on the Home Front. I believe once you leave that mission completed, you can't return and get it again. Don't necessarily quote me on that, but we're gonna show you where it's at. It's right here on his desk. It'll be here pretty much every time. It's the medicine bobblehead, gives you an extra 10 points, and you're well on your way to completing your bobblehead mission. Up next is the melee bobblehead. As you can see, we're down here in the bottom left corner of the map. Dunwich Building's right here, 1 square to the right. It's a pretty easy one to get to. I mean, there's a lot of going through different hallways, and once you get the path down, the battle challenge isn't that actually hard. It's just a bunch of feral ghouls. They do tend to swarm you, but other than that, you can one-shot most of them with a hunting rifle. Not that much to worry about. There are a couple roamers, which do take a little more, and I believe there's only 1 glowing one. It is unavoidable as far as I know. Looks like I missed a ghoul. He was here to chase me. You'll see these occasionally, Jamie's personal journal. They're actually kind of cool to listen to. It's a little creepy, but it's a little cool. Okay, once you get in here, it's not that hard to get to. You come straight through here. This is actually where the glowing one is. You go through a little hallucination stage right there. You see somebody in a pre-war outfit. Once you get through that...
Actually, if you can just edit through this and speed all this up, because I don't really have much good banter here. I'm kind of losing things to say. Plus, you're just at home. You can hear a dog in the background. I'm kind of talking to no one, really, right now. But this installed on me twice. And I don't want to stop, because I just want to get this recording done, so we can just be done with this whole thing. We're really hoping you don't come in the door right now. So that would just ruin everything. Well, not necessarily if you start the recording, you probably can hear it. Come on, I probably sound like a squeaky voice. Everybody loves squeaky voice, like you saying. Just going to run out details.
And now we can stop the speed. And once you come into this chamber, you can see right in front of me is the bobblehead for the melee weapons. Alright, the next bobblehead we're going to go after is the repair bobblehead. Up here in Arafu right now, it's that little the little encampment up on the freeway ramp, or what was a freeway ramp. This one's not too hard to get to. You can actually get this one of two ways. You can either steal the key from Evan King. You can see right there to get his house key. And that does cost karma, so if you don't want to risk that, for some reason stealing the key does take karma, but picking the lock does not. Go figure that one. Make sure you are hidden and just try to pick the lock. It's just an average. I haven't picked the lock in this game yet. It's just an average lock, which is giving me trouble. There you go. Once you get into his house, just turn to your left. It's sitting right on this table, right next to the refrigerator. Alright, up next is the science bobblehead. You can see it's right here in 106. We're not too far away from Vault 101. We're only, let's see, 2 squares up and 1 square to the left. I believe, if I'm remembering this right, there's a lot of hallucinations in this one. It's kind of a cool vault to go through. There's not a whole lot of people to fight. There's a couple psychotic vault survivors. Again, none of them are that difficult. Make sure you go to the right path in this one. It's just the easiest way to get there. Alright, once you get into the living quarters, make sure you take a left right over the bridge in the atrium. And you're going to want to take the second door, not the first. You should take that second door, wander around that corner, and you can actually see the bobblehead from here if you look real close. It's on this shelving. It's just a straightforward shot, and once you pick it up, you can have the science bobblehead. Up next is the small guns bobblehead. It's right here in the National Guard depot. It looks like it's one of the places you have to go through the city to find, but actually, if you're already going through and trying to find these bobbleheads, if you just travel to Vault 108 and go immediately south, you'll pretty much run right into it. This is what it looks like from the outside. National Guard Depot, enlist today. Now, there's a lot of doors you have to go through. It's kind of a maze, and there are quite a bit of robots fighting you. A bunch of Protectrons, there's a couple Robo-Brains, Mr. Gutsy, I believe. It's a bit of a challenge, so it would be better if you were a little higher level to get through here. I mean, obviously you don't have to be, you can try to run through it, but I would suggest being a little higher level, at least have some good weapons on you. First place we're going to go through is we're going to walk through the cafeteria, and I believe this is the offices. Oh, this is the training wing, my apologies. Once you get to that training wing, we're just going to walk right through this big old hole in the wall. And you're going to want to take a left. Sorry about that. You want to take a left through there. See, there's one of the Robo-Brains. As you walk through here, there it is, there's a shooting range right through here. There's actually a couple Protectrons that walk through this area. Again, not that they're that hard to fight. There's also mounted turrets on the roof. I actually think we're going to run into a few. If memory serves, I don't think I killed these two last time we were here. We'll see, I guess. Nope, I guess I did get them. Anyway, once you're up those stairs, you're going to climb up another set of stairs. Again, you're going to meet robot opposition here. These are more Protectrons, they're not that hard to fight. Make sure you climb up this rubbish pile, or rubble pile rather. You notice you're back in the main room. This is actually the room we started in, but we want to hit this lever before we go down any further. And you'll notice right down there, all those lights go off, the door open. There is one Mr. Gutsy. There you go. Hit that switch and it'll open up these stairs down to the basement. And once you get in the alleyway... Oops, sorry, I thought that was it. There we go, now we're in the armory. And sitting right here up on the shelf is the small guns bobblehead. Alright, right out here outside the Yaogwai tunnels, we're about to go for the sneak bobblehead. As you can see, I'm right here by the tunnels. There's the Charnel house, Smith Casey's garage, Girder Shade not too far away. We're all the way on the far left side. We're not too far away from Little Lamplight. Anyway, we're just gonna head right in. I've actually already gone through and wiped out most of the Yaogwai. I think I've taken them all out, but we'll see. It's a little bit of a labyrinth in here. There's a couple different points where you can go 3 different directions. So this is the easiest way I found to get there. If you found your own way, then awesome. But this is the best way I found to get there. So I think at this point I'm going to have my editor speed things up.
I don't know why whenever I get to this point in the game, I always forget everything I was about to say. So I can't come up with any good Yaogwai speech or whatever.
Alright, once you get through those funnels, there's just a little bit of the narrow pathway left, and this is going to open up into a larger room. Right as soon as you get into the larger room, there's probably like 3 or 4 Yaogwai hanging out in this area, so just be wary of that. But it does open up to this bigger area, and on the right, you're going to see kind of a pool of water here with a little path to go up and around. But right down here to the left, sitting on the steel box, is the sneak bobblehead. Now we're going to go for the speech bobblehead. As you can see, I'm right here in Paradise Falls. There's a couple different ways to get into here. Once you're finally in, make your way to Eulogy Jones's pad, and once you're in his house, just walk straight over to this table. Sitting right next to the bottle of whiskey and this holotape is the speech bobblehead. Okay, last but certainly not least, we are going to go for the unarmed bobblehead. The unarmed bobblehead is in Rockopolis. It doesn't have a marked location, but you can see down here there's Girder Shade about 1 square up to the north and 1 square to the left of Smith Casey's garage. It's pretty much right in the dead center if you kind of triangulate that. Once you get to this area, typically there's this little barrel here, at least every time I've come here, but there always is this little flag right above the rocks that you're going to be looking for. Just walk up to that big rock. It says Rockopolis, as stated in the name. In here is kind of Argyle and Daring Dashwood's hangout, and over here by Argyle's body is the unarmed bobblehead. Alright, well that wraps up our bobbleheads for the night. If you've liked what you've seen, if you want to see something a little different, as always, like, comment, subscribe. We'd love to hear your opinions. We're going to do some more, we're hoping to do some more Fallout videos here soon. We're going to go through these skill books, we're going to go through the Behemoths, we're going to go through the DLC. Plus, as always, we got a lot of other great content for you, other games. Other than that, I guess we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.